Hi everybody, it's Jeannie and James who's coming again.
Hello everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Duffels and Dogs.
Duffels and Dogs. This is Why Costa Rica Part 2. Last time we talked with you about Part 1. So we are going to continue. Before that, thank you for coming on back. We're glad to have you. And for those of you who are new, just joining, thank you for being here and taking your time with us. We started Duffels and Dogs to answer people's questions about why we're moving to Costa Rica and exactly how we're doing that, because we are not retiring, even though we have gray hair. We're going to work, continue working, and do a great job, and we'll tell you more about that as we go.
Yep.
You want to do your subscribe, because that's your favorite part?
Well, for those of you who haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscribe. You have to do this part. Hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon after you hit the subscribe button, because then you will be notified when videos are uploaded, and you won't miss anything. So appreciate all of the subscribes, all of the comments, all the questions. Thank you.
Cool. As you can tell, by the way, we're dressed a little differently. It's gotten a little nippy here. I don't like the cold, so we're out
That's
here.
one of the reasons, but we'll get to those.
We'll get to those. Also, we think this is going to be our last video on our porch. We think we're pulling out of here next weekend, but that's been a whole cluster. So we'll be sure to tell you about that stuff, because it's not all easy breezy.
We'll do
unicorns
another
and
whole
rainbows.
video on that piece.
Yeah, that's something else. Okay, so moving on to part 2 about why. So the first, we gave you the first 6 reasons what we cared about and why, and they were around the areas of body and play, sociability, family, work, education, and now we're going to go to give you the last 7 of those that we didn't finish because there's 13
Right.
total.
So these are the things that we care about, which is in the background of why we're moving to Costa Rica. So that's why we're doing this piece of it first. So, and again, all of this will be in the description below. We'll list all the ones that we listed the first time, plus the ones that we're going to talk about in a few minutes here. And yeah.
Good. Thank you again for your comments. So number 7 is career. We broke that into 2 pieces. There's the old and the new. So the old, we had to have college, job was in an industry, you stayed put, you hunkered down, you climbed the ladder, you stayed busy, you make more money, you start as a beginner, if you're lucky you get some teachers and coaches, and you just work. That's what you do. You work hours and hours and hours. That's what we did.
And then someday, when you
If you're lucky.
you get to retire.
Yeah, that's the deal. For new, we have start fresh, saying yes to new offers. So we've had new possibilities that showed up, and we looked at each other and we said yes.
We've said no to the corporate life.
Yeah, yes to the other. Some new learning, reinventing ourselves, being thoughtful, having an excellent, fabulous mindset, being in partnership together, collaborative together, and sharing a desired outcome that we have together. Next we have number 8. Thank you.
Thank you, Ferdinand.
Number 8 is money. You want to take money, old and new?
No, go ahead.
I'll do money. You're tracking them?
I'm just tracking him for
We
a
have
second.
people that go back and forth with dogs, so we're trying to keep everybody corralled. Money was number 8. So what about money for us? So in the old world, it was about being defensive and defending our money, a victim to either having or not having it, thinking small, focusing on the obstacles and all the reasons why it wasn't more or should have been different, problems with money, time for money, our income, being frozen from fear. I know a lot of people know that one, like a deer in headlights, like I can't step out and do something else. And then of course compromising on our integrity and excusing it. Did that for many years on and off for different adventures, which was sure we'll do that and then find ourselves in situations that were not integrous for us. Now new is creating something new, winning at it, being committed to it, thinking big, expanding our boundaries, shaking that cage of mediocrity.
Multiple streams of income.
Saying yes to new opportunities, new people, being of value to people, increasing our net worth, and a big one.
Yeah, making offers to things that are value to people, and that's the value part. I mean, we're making offers to people, multiple streams of income, make offers to folks with things that they really care about and really helps them in their life.
Yeah. And then my biggest one in this whole thing was acting despite my fears. So I get fearful, I act out of fear, I get small, myopic, I try and stay safe, I'm the budget, cash flow person, and I'm working in spite of my fear and stepping out and saying yes to new offers and new opportunities.
Yep.
So that's money.
Membership, belonging, gratitude.
Being part of something.
Yep.
Now we're going to go to Costa Rica and be part of Pura Vida and the people there, and being part of the membership of expats and whoever else is there.
And locals.
And locals, and having a good life.
Yep.
Number 10 is world. Like, we live in a world. So what we had for that, we thought we'd like to share stories with other people from around the world. And of course, being inclusive of different cultures. It's funny because we're going to be the expats. So actually, everybody else is going to be very generous with us by including us and being inclusive of our culture in their
theirs.
world.
Exactly.
So we're very appreciative of that ahead of time. And being curious, that's a big one, being curious. Number 11 is how to have dignity and being dignified. You want to do that?
Yeah, being of service, value for what we offer to others, how we can support them and in their adventure. So we're doing our adventure right now, which includes the move to Costa Rica and how we're thinking about the rest of our life and career, what we're going to do for income and all of that, and kind of reinventing all of that. And we, in our conversations, the questions that we've gotten, comments, people are curious about that, and people are on their own looking about what to do in their life. And I just think that, so we want to share and be of value to those people who are on their journey, want to invent their adventure, whatever that is.
Whatever it is.
Yep, exactly.
Actually, we'd love to hear about the adventures you've either been on, the adventure you're on now, or maybe the adventure you'd like to take. Oh, here we go. There's a dog coming in.
That's all right.
Number 12.
This is the dog part of Duffels and Dogs.
Situation. So what's the situation we're going to find ourselves in? What situation are we choosing? So we are choosing to be responsible for our situation, being accountable for our choices and what comes along, good and bad, and basically having fun whatever the situation is. So being in a mindset of life just happening, not suffering, being strong, turning our suffering into strength, and just having a good time with it, whatever it is going to be. Jesus has always said to me for 30 years or more, whatever it is, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
He said it for the last 30 plus years. And finally, number 13, spirituality.
I'm going to have you do this one. You wrote most of this down.
Okay.
So
this one? Okay. So the last one is spirituality, and I know that means really different things for different people. So this is kind of what I came up with and how I think we know that we live together. So first of all is knowing that the universe is benevolent. And what I mean by that is the universe we create. I don't mean the universe. There is a universe, but it's got to be the universe that we create or the universe you create. And trusting in that universe that it will be benevolent. Being open to the universe, being open to the gifts that come. More about saying yes when it's time to say yes. Practicing the mindset that we create the life we want to be in. Being open, being open to what comes to us, being listening to the offers, being curious for what people are up to, and again, acting with courage despite fear. That's a big one. Act with courage despite fear.
Yep.
Turning struggle into strength. What is struggle anyway? It's all in the narrative we keep about what's going on. And finally, I think I said it earlier too, I wrote, because I love this one, is shaking the cage of mediocrity every day. So every time I get shrink and I get my boundaries get small because I get scared, I'm going to shake and rattle that cage and keep on moving forward. So that's what I wrote for spirituality. You good with that?
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
Okay.
And so that include that are all from part 1 and part 2. Those are all the places that we care about.
All 13 of them.
Yeah, and that's the sort of the foundation of why Costa Rica. And I know people are just been like, okay, get on with it.
Well, actually, what I'm thinking is it's actually the reason for the adventure.
Yes.
Then the next question was, where do we want our adventure to be? That's actually the order. That's what this was. So we knew we were going on an adventure. We had an idea of what we might like, but then we started exploring. So we actually came up with a list right here, as you can see. we came up with a list of why Costa Rica for us.
Yes, exactly. And we'll again, those will be listed in the description below.
I'll put those in there.
So they'll all be there, but we're just going to run through them really quick for you. We're not going to belabor on each part, but we want to just dump them out there, and then you can see the list in the description below.
Okay.
So, all right.
Here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah. So, close to the U.S. It's only a 4-hour flight from Charlotte. It's in the Central Time Zone. It's
all
easy.
right there.
Yeah,
It's all right there.
it's easy. It's easy to see friends and family when we need to. So that's one. It's in tropical weather, the ocean. It's got mountains, jungles, good health. It's warm.
It's warm.
I was walking the dogs yesterday morning, drizzly and 42 degrees.
Yeah,
Crazy.
We put it on Facebook if you want to catch it.
Yeah, Jeannie will no longer be cold all the time.
I put that down. Jeannie will no longer be cold all the time.
Costa Rica has universal health care, has great public health care system,
And private.
I'm not going to get into the ranking and all
rank
that.
that it's number 37 healthcare system, placing one above the U.S. for outcomes, just for what that's
Absolutely. It's very, very welcoming of expats. We can earn a living as digital nomads there. We can make offers and do all of our work online from there. This is an interesting, but biodiversity. As small as Costa Rica is, it holds 6% of the entire world's biodiversity. They put a lot of attention on that there. They have 28% of the country as national parks and wildlife preserves. It's one of only 5 blue zones in the entire world. We won't get into that, but you can look that up. But that was
basically
the point.
living a long life and healthy.
It's democratic. They don't have a military. They got rid of their military in 1947 and pretty much put all of those resources into education, public health, and saving the ecosystem. So they're a model for a lot of other countries in terms of that. 98% of the country functions on renewable energy, hydroelectric, wind, solar. It's amazing what they've accomplished there in the last actually 3 or 4 decades since they've put their attention on that. Education is free and mandatory for all boys and girls.
And equal.
And equal.
Equal regardless of where they live. Was that it?
That was our list.
Oh, and finally.
Oh, and we missed that one. I'm sorry. The Pura Vida culture. Again.
Your life.
Yes, absolutely. So those were some of the pragmatic reasons that we actually chose Costa Rica, layered on top of the foundation of what we care about.
Is that it?
Is that it? I think that's it.
Okay, so I think we're going to wrap. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to bring out my phrase for the week, but basically my phrase of the week for everybody, myself,
We've packed all
our
phrases.
Yeah, that's true. We've been packing. We'll show you that. But basically it is turn suffer into strength. That's it. Anywhere you're suffering, flip it around and see how you can turn that into strength for yourself. Oh, I know.
I know.
That lady
Got somebody
past.
walking by. Anyway, I think...
Is that it?
Yeah.
We're going to do another video a little bit later on and kind of tell you what's been going on with the move. It's actually gone very smoothly except for 2 relatively big hiccups that, just fall in that category of what we didn't know.
We get a lot of questions about, well, how's it been selling everything and getting out of Dodge and the planning and all that, and we've kind of skipped over some of that. So for the last 10 days or so, we were going to make a few videos on, exactly what's going on in terms of the move and, getting from here to there. All right?
Cool.
Is that it?
Thank you, guys. I think we should end with the Pura Vida.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Pura Vida.
Bye, everybody. See you soon.